basically, it's an experiment to create a place where neighbors grow together, learning, sharing, and shopping in their community. Why was the internet invented in the first place? In the 1950s, it was invented. DARPA, Department of Defense, to try and get around the bureaucracy of the Department of Defense. To let scientists talk to each other without going up the chain and seek information and learn from each other. That's the reason the internet was invented. So what we're talking about is creating a model, and the community host model is one where you've heard this term before. You're an aggregator of content. So you're hosting aggregated content, not supplying controlled content. And you've got pros in the old model who are the only players on that screen, and now you're going to talk about pros and amateurs, nonprofits and for-profits in that place. That's what the old model was all about. That's what you do in a newspaper. You get your pros, that your audiences come to read your newspaper, then you put great big double trucks and all up for people to sort of see and scan when they're in there being entertained by these pros. The new model is one of hosting or organizing trade shows. 2/3 of our site is consumed by amateurs. That doesn't mean that 2/3 of the time spent on our site is by our amateurs' product, but 2/3 of our site is consumed by amateurs. So it's loyalty. That's the new metric that Google is, and they're all starting to realize. It's loyalty, not, that's what they're rewarding. Google started rewarding, do you have loyalty on your site? Then you get a higher ranking, not how many page views do you have.
You might be familiar with their websites if you're a baseball fan, but you may not be familiar with how successful they've become in just 2 short years. As you look at this slide, you can see where their sources of revenues come from subscribers, through merchandising, through syndication of content, through streaming and offering of live events. They have a promise to their consumer that they will offer the same content 12 different ways. The idea behind this is to use interactive techniques developed by the gaming industry to get consumers engaged with the product.
Choices drive down prices. It's just simple supply and demand. And so if advertisers have more places to go to buy a one ad, then that one ad is going to cost less because somebody's going to keep undercutting you as you go to market. The answer really does lie in volume. The market's going to determine what the price is. We've got to be able to create the volume that's necessary. We've got to reach well beyond the traditional news audience, and that's a problem for you guys to solve out here, is how can we take journalism and make it work for us outside of the traditional realm that we think of. We've got to create engagement, and we've got to keep people on our sites generating